Morning, everyone. Please mute yourself, guys, if you're not interacting with the trading room. Comes too much background. Do I recognize? I think Noel is new here. How the trading room works, it's like a forum. We discuss trade ideas, fundamentals, explain areas that often either misunderstood or we don't understand or want clarification. You can chat to me, obviously, by unmuting, or you can chat to me on the live chat, come up with trade ideas, things you want to look at, etc., etc. I'm advised, I'm licensed to advise, so I can give advice to you on a trade, and we discuss it together and we learn from each other. It's like a forum. Just remember that. So hi, guys, and the name is Roger. Sure, you don't know it, but you do now. It's Roger, trading support, or trading analyst, or whatever you like to call. Okay, right, I'm going to share the screen now, and we'll start at 9:30 in a couple of so minutes' time. Just give me a second. Okay, I hope you can all see the screen now. Okay, just give it a couple more minutes. I trust you can all hear me okay and you can see the screen okay. If any problem, just let me know. Morning, trading Marines. To be honest, I went to the NSPCA to become a volunteer, and I took the dog, this bloody great Mastiff, out for a walk. Very friendly to humans, but putting him back in the because in the SPA in the shelter into his cage, for want of a better word. Just on the way there, putting him back, there's two dogs there, the side of the cage. Started, but he riling the dog. so, he tried to tap the dog through the cage, and of course, making such a racket. And I tried pulling it off, and he turned around, and bit me in the bloody leg. Right, sunk its teeth right down the bloody leg, both sides, and just my knee on my right leg. So I had to go off, get tetanus, and start to swell a bit. So I have to go back, maybe get some antibiotics or whatever. So that was a bit of fun, but otherwise, it was a good weekend. Ha! Yeah, well, Terrell probably been over the top, but it certainly wasn't pleasant. It's a bit swollen now, so a bit bloody irritating.
Usually some cleaning a wound like that with salt water regularly would help a lot.
Yeah, but they did mention that salt water, and I'm by the sea now. So I did a sort of a catch-up dive yesterday in the tidal pool, sort of just to get refresher, if you like, because I haven't dived for a while. When you haven't been diving for a while, even though you might be qualified, you've got to do a quick refresher because you forget stuff. And that was in salt water, so it helps. I got antibody ointment on it, but I think I might have to go and get a couple of penicillin stuff. Anyway, but I just thought I'd share that with you. So poor dog. Hope it doesn't hope they don't put the bloody thing down. Yeah, I did get in tetanus jab. Yeah, big time. Yeah. Anyway, right, the yields. I just copy and paste the yields for you. It's at 9:30. Having started now. Just going to copy and paste the yields for you. Just a second. Just lost on the screen there. Just give me a moment. Remember, I've got the 1 hour. You can put a daily if you want. I'm just going to copy and paste that. Not really, but they've been going up a little bit, but they're a bit sideways at the moment. But anyway, that brings me. You'll have it for everybody there. In case you don't have it. I think most of you do, but just in case you don't. And I'll put on the dollar index just in case of somebody who lost it or doesn't have it. Doesn't take 2 seconds. Just a big start. And I'll put on the economic calendar just in case for the same reasons. Okay. Okay. Just let me figure out my other screen, get that out of the way and get this in the way. Economic calendar, you see, nothing's happening today. A couple of things coming out during the week. Not sort of going to total world changing, but to be aware of them. But today we don't have to worry about. We'll discuss it more tomorrow. Okay. Right. I think you've all got it anyway. I'll put my number down. I think you've all got it. Roger, trading support. WhatsApp. There you are. Just give me a chance to let the guys in. There you are. So if you don't have them, make a note of those links I sent to you. Very important. Keep them minimized when you're trading. And if you don't have my number, there it is. As always, I just have to mention, please, only for funded accounts. Don't ask me anything if you're on a demo because I can't assist on the demo. Well, I can, but I'm not allowed to. Okay. Is GBP important on economic calendar? For Japanese currency will be. Yeah. I mean, if you're doing the dollar Japanese yen or AUD JPY, it has some importance, yeah. But it won't affect all of them like it does in the US. So you have a big US fundamental coming like the CPI, one way or another, it affects everything. So it's just basically Japan, basically, yeah. Captain Busso, no problem at all. Everyone's got to start somewhere. Everyone starts somewhere. All I do request that you got some basic knowledge when you join us in the trading room. In other words, you know what a lot size is, you know what a candlestick is, basic knowledge. You get that from stock market college or whatever. But to come in, I'm not sure what a share is, I'm not sure what Forex is. Some I never heard of it before. Let's have a go in the trading room. That's going to be a little bit difficult for you. Number one. Number two, obviously, it's not a training, it's a trading room. If we're going to do training in here, then it's a bit unfair the guys who forked out money for the course and took the time to learn a bit about it. So you need to have some basic stuff, and then you can join us in the trading room. Okay. If you're not sure of something, ask. I won't go into details of different indicators, but if you want to know what a line on the chart is, not sure what it is, absolutely. Because I'm assuming you've all got the moving average you can see on my chart there, especially the brown and the blue one. Very, very important because they're internationally used and often self-fulfilling, and they apply to all charts. It's a 200-day on one, it'd be a 200-hour on an hourly chart, that sort of thing. But that's important. And, how to save the charts, that sort of thing, no problem at all. But I'm not going to go into details about Bollinger Bands and how to what they mean. That's for the classes. This is the guys who've got those basics. Okay, but that being said, cool and welcome, Busso. And you stopped off in the right direction by saying hi to us. And it means you got the nerve and the courage to actually post on there anything you're not sure about. That's vital. If people are too shy to post on there, often they'll find they have questions and frightened to ask, and then they won't be answered. So overcome that if you can. We're not going to ridicule. We all started somewhere. Some guys are more advanced than others. I get that. But we cut slack to everyone. We try and make it a bit of a fun family thing and join in and hope we get to learn the practical aspects of trading. We want to cut out a lot of the mistakes and things that can be controlled. Because the market variables moving up and down, the gold price, you can see it on the screen, whether it goes to 1915 or 1909 in the next half an hour or so, nobody in the world knows. We take an overall viewpoint that too many market variables, there's millions of people trading, getting in and out all the time, it's shifting the ups and down movements of the chart, so of the instruments. So yeah, but getting position size right, controlling emotions, those bits and pieces we can learn and act on and start getting better at. Okay, right. Okay, well, I've got gold as we speak up here. We did get a gold trade out. It's about $5 up, so it's about $5 in the red at the moment. But I wouldn't panic on it as such. I'm pretty sure 1900 is going to hold. So if you're in it, hold on to it. If you're not in it, I think you can look to buy it. You can use 1890 like on the signal and 80. What is it? I forgot what signal is actually. Gold, give me a second. Go through these signals in a minute anyway. Where was it? Gold, gold, gold. Where were you, gold? Gold, come to me. 2 days ago, obviously. Where was it? Was it not sold out? I thought it was. Anyway, but gold, I think it's a buy. I'm pretty sure it was selling. I don't know why it's on there. But anyway, gold was a buy around about, put it down here, around about 1917, I think. It's now a little bit under that. But to say if you missed it, don't double up, for goodness sake. If you missed it, you can join. Just get a better price. Don't put a buy stop in if it's a better price. Go in at market, clearly. And still 1890 and 1960 or whatever the TP was. Okay, 1918. There we are. Just let it run and see what happens. I'm in it as well. It's not looking that pretty at the moment, but yeah, let it give it a chance. Give the trade a chance. It's not going to go in your direction immediately. One of those things. So there we are.
Roger.
Go for it.
Morning, Roger. I just wanted to ask, looking at the fundamentals, based on, it was just a question, why, if the dollars looks like it's going up, why would you rather, I know technically you would buy gold, but then on the fundamental side, why would you buy gold if the dollar's going up?
Fair question. Personally, I think it's got oversold the gold. It's very much a fear factor involved. There's a lot of technical support in that direction. And even though the dollar and the yields have gone up, they're pretty sideways at the moment, and there might be a bit of a pullback. Both of them are tradable instruments, and a lot of guys are taking profit and bringing it back a little bit. So I think it's going to find its feet round about this area, maybe a little bit low, I don't know. But I think round about these levels, even 1900, I think it's going to find its feet. We've got a technical support round about this level here, down there, which is 1904. So I think 1900 is going to hold. So that's why the stop is 1890. Let it do its thing. And I think there's more chance of some upside at this time around. That's basically I think it should be there. So I'll put the calculator up for you. I forget where the stop is, but I'll put another one in for you. Let's give it a chance there. All get this calculator. If you haven't got the calculator, are you happy with that, Nikki? Okay. All get this calculator and get a market. Absolutely. Yeah. If you're not in, Chris, get in the market if you like it. If you don't like, don't, obviously.
No, I'm in, Roger. I just put the solid TP in the chat.
Okay, fine. Well, we can put the stop loss in at 1890. I want it below the 1900. Remember, the round figure is psychological. It's not much rational logic in it. It's just psychological round figure, and it does actually have an effect. I'm telling you right now. Anybody who's been trading will back me up on that. It does have an area of profit taking and entry and all that sort of thing. So you often get a bounce and hold around that level. So 1890 is below that support level. I can take it up to here, I think. I think it's pushing it a bit. Maybe take it up to here, 1955, even 1960, maybe. Whatever stop TP, don't change it.
Roger, you had it at 1966.
19 what, sorry?
66, and the 1966.
Thank you. There you are. You can stick with us. Oh, that's right. The 50-day moving average. That's fine. Oh, no, sorry, the 100-day moving average. The black line is the 100. The red lines are 10, or the magenta lines are 10. The blue is a 50, and that's the 200. And the day simple moving average apply to all charts. Okay, so there we are. Plenty of risk reward. About $50 a micro, plus minus. So there you are. Work your out. Have this position calculated and work it out accordingly. Divide that into, call it 50, into whatever you're prepared to risk, and that'll give you the volumes. Okay. If you can't do that, you've got to ask, is derivatives going to be for you? You need a maths course. But yeah, if it's 1980, clearly buy the market if you're not in. Absolutely. Okay. Right. So there you are. 1966, $50 a micro, 1890. Right. Okay. Let's go through a couple others. Give us a little bit of jip, the NAS, but I still think it's okay. I'm in it. It's come off a little bit, but then again, it's holding. It's holding around about the 15. It dropped a little bit below that today, but it's still hold. We've got a 14,900 stop. It popped up, and it's every time it seemed to come down, the buyers are coming in to defend the 15,000 level. Hopefully, the yields come off a bit. Maybe the dollar will weaken a bit. I think that range hasn't been broken. If it has, we're going to get stopped out. But that's it. You got gold volumes correct. And then we might have to look for selling the NAS instead. But until we see that happen, I'm looking to trade the range round about the 15,000 or just over level and aiming back around about the 15.6 level, see what happens. A little bit of technical damage is done on Friday when it opened slightly below the 50-day, but we shall see. Yeah, but at the moment it's just basically drifting in a range. Hopefully it will get some upside from here. So let that run. If you like it, you can enter it. If you don't like it, leave it alone. And if you're in it, let it run, give it a chance. There we are. Don't forget with the NAS, you need a wide stop because it's extreme volatility in comparison to currencies. You don't do 50, 100 pip stops with this instrument. You're talking 200 plus. That's why we have a micro as well as an original. The difference is the contract size on the original is 10. This is only 1, and it makes it affordable for people with smaller accounts. If you got 5, 6 grand upwards, you can do the normal one at 0.01. If you've got less than that, rather look at the micro if you want to do the NAS. That should be all understood. Okay, these basics have to be understood before we go into the complicated stuff and the frustration of the markets. But the biggest, toughest thing I'll mention trying every trading room is getting the volumes right, with using the calculator and controlling those emotions. Try and get the head to have more than the heart in the say of the matter, because that is the biggest enemy of all in traders of all experience. Luckily, with more experience, you get to control it better, but it's always there. When you start, it's 90% of the problem. You panic when it goes against you. You take your profits too quick. You hang on to your losses too long. You modify your stop loss away from entry, increasing your risk because you can't take the loss. Hope it's going to come back and do you a favor. And now we're suffering. And remember, if you work on that aspect, you got to win an astronomical amount of times to make up the odd loss because you're taking such big losses and taking such tiny profits when you get out. So those areas got to be understood and mastered. Far more than the cranial brain stuff. This is not splitting the atom, guys. It's not quantum mechanics, but the head and the heart and the fight between the two. Greed and fear. That's where the issues are. That's got to be mastered. Hope that's all clear. Right, we're going to go through a couple of trades we got out. AUD, USD. That was sent out just now. That's interesting. Wasn't sent to me to post. We're supposed to be sending out later on. It's going to go into it now. Wasn't posted on the VIP group. It's supposed to come to me first, and then I post the VIP group first. That's bloody marvelous. That's not clever. Okay, maybe they're busy.
Okay. About greed and fear.
Yeah.
Do you think that's what's going on with the dollar index at the moment?
Yeah.
Being so unreasonably high, because I noticed with the CPI trade on Thursday, it jumped up as it should have jumped up, and then there was a lot of buyers coming into the gold index, pushing the price up, causing an opposite effect that should have actually happened.
Yeah.
Do you think there's like a political trading or a lot of emotional trading going on with the dollar index because it was downgraded?
Yeah, I think probably emotional. Yeah, there is a rational aspect with the fundamentals, Ivan. But the problem is, it makes it difficult for everyone. Is you got to take into the fact that you're quite right. A lot of it is emotional. I mean, in this country, I don't think they do jury. They have a judge. I think, and if it's a capital case, I think they have a judge and 2 assistant judges because they feel the judge knows the law better, more controlled, etc. When they're delivering a verdict. However, the downside is that judge, however bright he is still a human with emotions. And judges have their narratives, their bias. They don't like certain people, they like others. I mean, if, for instance, Trump's going for some sort of indictment in the US, if he goes to New York, they're going to be biased against him. And obviously, because being humans, even though they're clever. So coming back to that, I probably see where I'm going with this. There's always going to be that play. The problem with that kind of play is those emotions are often a little bit on the unfathomable side. I always use the example, Ivan, I bet you don't know what mood you're going to be in. Wake up tomorrow morning. You might be in a good mood or bad mood. You don't know. And sometimes even you might scratch your head and saying, why am I in a good mood or why am I in a bad mood? Things are not going badly. Why am I in a bad mood? Or things are going well. Why am I in a good mood? It's just, yeah, there's no doubt about it. They play. That's why you have to have a wider stop and play an overall view because those short-term emotions, not after, they do affect the jumping around in price sometimes. And we go to fundamentals again. you might get a major fundamental like the non-farm payrolls release or the US CPI release. And if you look it up, you say, if this is higher, that should happen. And it was higher. Why didn't that happen? Because often there might be some sort of expectation amongst the big money, it was institutional money, that might happen, and they will go in simply because they got more money to go in. No, they probably are a bit clever. I mean, they know their stuff. I give you that. But whether they know their stuff or not, it's the amounts that go in. When, like for instance, Ivan, if you suddenly want to buy the Nasdaq and you try and get in with a very, very large position, clearly you're going to have some effect on the market. Another guy going with a tiny position won't. So the emotions of Joe Soap with $100 million balance and the emotions of John Soap with $10 oh, that's ridiculous. I mean, $100 balance. They're both emotionals, but the effect on the market is very different, clearly. So that is definitely part of it. And that's what sometimes makes unfathomable, particularly to, should we say, engineering type, accountant, actuaries, logical type of people, usually clever people and logical people as well. They like to see logic and rationality, and it frustrates them when they see that doesn't make sense, because a lot of emotions, unfortunately, that's the way it is, doesn't make sense. I mean, how many arguments you've had with your spouse, that you scratch your head afterwards. Why are we arguing? We're both on the same side. And it's usually something, it's emotional rather than rational. It's just one of those things. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, to be fair. Okay. Euro GBP. Okay, let's go to Euro GBP. That's uncontrollable, by the way, as long as you're aware of them. But you can't control people out there emotions, but you can control your own. That's the thing. That's the only you can control is your own. You can't control what's going to happen to Jerome Powell in the United States or whatever the political system in South Africa and America, wherever it happens to be. But you can control it. Well, not control it, but get better at trying to control it. Should we say that? All right, Euro GBP. What do we get in on that one? 86.46. It's a bit quick. It's only about 20. Actually, it's not. If you go 86.46, you get out at the buy, not the sell. That's what the spread is about. So you sell at that price, you're going short, and you get out of that. So it's 31 to 4. It's only 15 pips. I think you're jumping the gun a bit. You don't have to change it. You entered at 50. Sorry, entered at 50. Still a bit. I mean, there's no harm in doing that. There's no harm in putting it 50 if you put it to entry. But the only problem I have with it, it might stop you out because it's only 18, 19, 20 pips away. And then it goes on and reaches the target, not on board. And it's another win where you made 20 pips and another hit the stop loss where you lost 100 pips. And again, you're getting the odds on the loss side in the favor and not on the winning side, if you get the point what I'm trying to say, Nikki. So I do modify it, and sometimes I'm missing out on bigger profits because I'm stopped out. But then again, sometimes it's come my favor. That's not a problem as long as you're aware of it. So if you do put it there, I'm not saying you're wrong. All I'm saying is it is a bit close, a bit of noise can knock you out, and then it goes on to TP. It might knock you out and then go into a loss. You're smiling, but you will get knocked out with absolutely zero. Better than a loss, I get that, but it's very frustrating if it goes on to make a profit. So personally, it's a bit on the close side. I like to at least keep about 30, 40 pips, something like that, away. If you can't handle 30, 40 pips away, rather take the profit if you think it's too far away. But if you put it too close, instead of making 100 pips, you're going to make 90 or 80 pips because you put it too close. You get the up and down noise. And see, look at this chart now. It's a day. Let's put it on the hourly chart. See, if it came down here, right? 81.18, and you put it to 81.38. Well, you still be in now. Okay, they'd make it pip 15 pips, 18 to 33 or something. You'd have been knocked out because it's too close. But I still thought, like the trade, I still think it's got a chance to come off. I might be wrong. I don't know. That's a variable we cannot. We just use expertise, hopefully, to try and win more than lose. That part we can't control, the variables of the market. But let's say it does cannot. You won't be in anymore and be frustrated. So don't get it too close. I hope you all understand that very much. Yeah. You can certainly reduce the loss, but don't get it too close. If you got in there and your stop loss is up there and you bring it down to here, you reduce your loss from, let's say, 80 pips to 50. It's still a big distance. That's a different ball game. But to get it to break even too close, you get we have 3 trades. You don't lose on them, great. And the fourth one, you take hits a stop loss, and then your 100 pip loss, and then it's not happy chappy. It is very difficult. I know when you start, it's very difficult because it is so transparent. You see, I'm not looking at my trades. A lot of them in the red at the moment, it will come right. They're jumping around, but I don't look at them because it plays my head and I've been doing it for a while. Can you imagine you're starting how it plays your head? It's traumatizing. So don't do it. I'm going to traumatize you, Nikki. I don't know if you've got a house at the moment or a property, but for the argument of this, you got one now, whether you like it or not. You don't know whether your property went up over the last month, up or down in value. You've no idea because it's not screwing your head in by being in your face. Well, I'm telling you, I'm sorry, I'm going to spoil your day. I happen to know the property you bought in your area actually went down by 7,000 Rand over the last 3 weeks. Oh, thank you very much, Roger. You know what I mean? But you didn't know that, so it's not screwing your head in. You see what I mean? Okay. Hope you know what I mean. It's rather a silly way of putting it, but it's trying to get the point across.
Roger,
Sorry, go on already.
thank you. The signal for Ord USD, I think, was only sent to you because it's not sent to our mailboxes. And
good.
yeah, I think it was only sent to you.
Okay, we're going to discuss in the room because we decided my strategy meeting this morning that we wouldn't send it till we discussed it here. And I don't want it sort of going out to everyone without coming to me first, and I can get out to my VIP group. At least that's fresh off the press. Thanks for rescuing me on that one. I didn't know that. So he was right. I was wrong. Neither would have known that except Alan Marie Saber Bacon there. Thank you very much. Okay. Let's look at this as a potential short. So we go straight to that before we look at trades already in. Thank you for clearing that matter up for me. That's why I have a trading room because it works both ways. Thank you.
Sorry, Roger. I just
Go on.
no. Sorry, I had to step off quickly. The Euro GBP. Where do you want us to put the stop?
Okay.
Sorry, I just stepped.
No. That's not a problem. No problem. Let's get this sorted out. This is important. Euro GBP, very, very important. Where do we get in on?
I came in at 86.49.
Okay, that's fine. 86.49, and the stop is a signal. I presume.
I had it at 87.
87, like the signal. 87. Let's do it in the 4 hour. 87's up there. On the 4 hour. Don't get too close. I think you can make it I think you make it 86.65 where it is at the moment. Yeah,
good.
That's 35 pips away, and it's going to reduce your risk quite a bit. You got it 49.65. That's what 16 pips. That's a very handleable loss. A lot better than when you first went in. Remember what I said, guys. You're going in with, let's say, you're risking 500. Write that 500 Rand off in your head, or whatever it is you're taking, or 1,000 Rand, or 200, whatever it is. Write it off in your head. So you've written off 500, in the end, you did lose out in this one. You lost 300. Well, in a way, it's a 200 Rand profit if you look at it that way, because you lost 300 instead of 5. That's sort of it's better. You know what I mean? That's one way of trying to play tricks in your mind. That might be an idea. So now it's about a 20 pips. It's still make a loss, but it's a lot better. And hopefully, if we can go back below 86, we can get it down to break even and better, and then continue from there. Makes sense.
Good. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Great. As long as you got the concept, that's the way. Once you got the concept, the number crunching's easy. But if you haven't got the concept, it's playing it like parrot fashion. That's not going to work. Okay, AUD USD. I still think some downside. The dollar is a bit sideways, but at the same time, I still think it's stronger than AUD at the moment. In fact, we're selling the AUD against the NZD. It's been in profit and out of profit, jumping around, but they're both weakish. So I think there's possibility of some downside here. I've used to the TP on the weekly and the 4 hour for the stop loss. We'll go to the daily first. It's popped up a bit, but I think that's going to hold. So I've got a stop loss potential at 95.45. Where's that? I'll do it in the 4 hours. See what it means. Clear on the 4 hour. 95.45 should be just above that. Yeah, it's just above the 54 hour moving average. That's the general idea of the stop. And I use the weekly right about this level here, if I remember rightly, somewhere around about that level there. What have I got down there? It's TP 63.60. Yeah, around about that level for TP for the weekly. So I want to get your thinking on it. Let's go back to the shorter term chart. It's popped up in the meantime. There's a bit of resistance on the hourly. 50 million will tell you much, not really. They work on all charts. You probably get a bit of a profit taking on the shorter term traders there. One that have less costs, of course. Don't you try it. Those with very big sums of money have much smaller costs, so they can get in and out much quicker. I don't have the costs involved. And on the 4 hour, we got this one in the way as well. So I think there could be some chance of some downside there. And on the daily, you can see clearly yet the trend is very much down. Anybody see the possibility of a trade on this one?
Roger, can I just say something here?
Yeah, of course.
On the daily chart,
Yeah.
we had a double top and it reacted
back there.
quite positively.
Yeah, right there. Yeah.
Okay. And it reacted positively where it came down. Now
Yeah.
we had a heavy support and a possible double bottom.
Correct. Yeah.
So, yeah, I think for that reason, I think I'll stay up. You know.
Okay. You're not going to go for that reason. Okay. Right. What it's done, it's broken through that area and it's come back and testing it and it's attracting a few sellers. At 65 as well, it seemed to be around figure, which seemed to have held. Now, you see it could bounce up a bit more. Well, it very much could do. I hear you. But I think the overall pattern, one is weaker than the other. I think at the moment it's still selling the rally and it seemed to be bouncing up. And as it bounces up, the sellers are coming in again, as you can see from this level here. Right, we had a bit of movement there. That could have been a fundy that. But overall, they seem to be lower each time. So I'm not sure I'd be buying it. I think the more reason for that was more the weakness fundamentally, and the double top was backed up by technicals. You need the technicals to back up as well. I'm not sure because it's down there, it's going to have the big jump. And you can see already there's some sellers coming in. So if you feel uncomfortable about it because this, and you want to maybe get a better price round about that level to sell it, no problem at all. But I'd be rather careful of buying it. I think on this stage of the game, I would rather sell the rally than getting too cute of buying it upwards. I don't think we're going to see a large enough movement upwards to justify the risk. That's my particular thinking on this one. Do you hear what I'm saying there, Mike?
Yeah, quite clear. I hear what you're
Yeah.
saying. I think I'm
Okay.
going to wait for a better price at least.
Okay, that's fine. That makes sense. Some other guys have traded before on that one. Do you think there's a buy here, or do you think you're going to wait for a sell, or what other people have had? Don't have a lot, maybe 3-4 weeks. No, Nikki not that long, and maybe a bit longer. Dante just starting. Dirk's a bit longer. Anybody out there who's just more than that few days, which you're still learning. Have any opinions on this one?
Hi, Roger Pietro here. Just I agree with Mike there with regards to what he's saying, but I took the trade just to see how it's going to go. I just took it in a very, very small amount. And what also concerns me on the daily chart is that very last candle that's on the support as well.
Yeah.
But I understand where you're coming from as well, because the dollar is stronger than the Australian dollar. So that's why I took the chance as well, and I also see why you are saying it is a possible downside. Maybe there could be a possible movement. So yeah, so I'm kind of indecisive, but I just took it just to go, well, you know what?
I've got it.
If I lose, I lose. If I win, I win.
And the point is a very small one, so you're having a go. Probably won't be that great, but if it knocks you, it's not going to hurt too much. That makes total sense, 100%. And the other aspect as well, we're trying to get people in the trading room, like Mike did, to ask these questions, learn a bit and question it. And even after the answer, I'm okay with it, but I'm still not sure, then they leave it. It's not blindly going into it, just, and then sort of blaming, well, me basically, or the company or whatever, because they all come from me anyway, blame me if you like, for it wrong, because, it's basically, it's your choice. I'm suggesting you buy a BMW, but if you prefer a Merc, it will take no bloody nose to me and go and get a Merc, or vice versa, or whatever, or a Volkswagen or whatever. It's just a suggestion, if you like, a trade idea. And as we've known, I've got it wrong. We all do. One thing you learn in this business, guys, got to try and control that ego, because it'll certainly bite. Humble pie is often eaten in this business, I can tell you. Okay, now that's what I'm putting out to you guys. If most of you are a bit unsure of it, We'll leave, and then we're having another meeting because it's quite busy this morning with office meetings. Not so much me as been a couple of other guys. So we're having a meeting about 12 o'clock, and then I said I was going to get feedback from you guys whether it's going to be sent out or not. And that's what I thought. What the hell is send it out now for? And then Anna Marie, thank goodness, on the ball said, "Hang on, this is the situation. Thank you again." Okay, so the bottom line is 12. I'm going to, at this stage of the game, unless you get a bit of a jump up, probably sit on the fence on this one. Is that what you're saying?
I agree with Mark, Roger. If you look at all the charts, you start from 1 minute, 5 minutes, you go up all of them just before the daily. They all show upward trend.
At the moment, yeah, at the moment. But it's what, 10 o'clock. We'll have another look in half an hour and see if it can break. If it holds there and starts breaking down, we can look at it more favorably. 100% on that. Good. Love it. Thank you. That's why I've said that. Let me discuss it here, you guys. If 4 or 5 you say, no, we're totally no problem. But I did need a bit of moral support. Okay. And I think I'll probably sit on the sidelines unless something happens to back it up in the next hour or so. Thank you very much, guys. Okay. Okay, I think strongly very difficult. I think it'll be pushed again about fundamentals. If we see any inflationary aspect or any hint towards another interest rate increase, clearly it'll strengthen. If it seems that that's the last one, now they're looking to reduce it, it might start hovering a bit and then might come off a bit. It's which way it's going to go. It's a little, too many balls in the air on the fundamental side for me to give that call. I'm just not quite sure at the moment. Don't think I've got enough information, really, not me, but anybody out there to give that call yet. There's no fundies today. There's a couple coming out, but it's nothing major coming out this week. I lost some bloody thing. Yeah, I'm not sure about Brent. Okay, before we go into NZD or any of those, actually no, I'll do that quickly. The only reason I didn't suggest that is well, that's a little different either. Why didn't I suggest that? Must have been a reason. No, it can't have been. Hang on. Shedding, and I still haven't got my inverter back. I keep chasing the bloody thing. So I've had to go around. I'm at St Michael Sands in the south coast, just Durban side of Avongo, which kind of let me in because they got a generator. So I'm using them today. Doesn't happen very often. Hopefully I'm getting my inverter back this week. Won't be a problem. So I'm on my router at the moment. So that's given me a couple of hassles because I got Wi-Fi back at the place. But that's just this morning. Don't worry about it going forward. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how that occurred because I agree. I think this could be there's a reason I've forgotten anyway, but I think this might be even a better because that seems to be holding. A small sellers coming in. I personally think this is slightly weaker than the Aussie. I think that might even be a better bet. You're quite right. And on the 4 hour, the 10 4 hours holding. Let's look at the weekly. It seems to be holding there. Let's look at the hourly. Yeah, not seeing much. Let's go to 15-minute. Sure, that didn't tell you much. This is not telling you much either. So if the NZD USD, we're going to leave. I tend to agree with you. Maybe we should leave both. We'll have a check of it maybe in half an hour or so. Thanks for that. Just remind before we close today. Yeah, lost a bit of ground, but I think it's a bit sideways. I wouldn't take too much notice of that at the moment. I think probably some seller taking profit. Remember, it's a tradable instrument. Is it on a New Zealand dealer? We'll have to keep an eye on that. Euro, I think it's coming up this week. Might be Thursday, Friday. It's doing. I think it's a CPI. It seems similar to Brent. Oh yeah, Brent. There's something in ZDUSD. You mentioned that. It's US dollar CAD. What do I do about that? Selling on it. I haven't gotten one. Yeah, you don't say. Yeah, we got it already. So I thought. Hang on. So I thought. Yeah, we've already got one. I don't know if you're in. We got it at 44. No, 40. Beg your pardon. It's about break even. A couple, maybe 1-2 pips, and they didn't make much. But yeah, I think it could be some Canadian strength. I do think Brent's going to strengthen. Jump from that to Brent quickly. It's playing around a bit, but overall signs out there, fundamentally, certainly, and maybe technically, but certainly fundamentally, it seems to be a little bit more upside in Brent, which could be beneficial for Canadian. I think it might be a slight pullback in the dollar unless some big fundamental news comes up. Yeah, so I still see the downside on that one. So I assume you're in it because it came out, when did it come out? On Friday. So if you're not in it, yeah, why not if you like it? I think it's close enough to chase. In fact, it's slightly higher, about 2 pips higher. So that means you get slightly, not much in it, but slightly better price. Where we said at 40, it's now at 41 to sell her, 1 whole pip better price. But yeah, if you like it, it seemed to be defending there on the 200 daily moving average. See how useful they are? It seemed to be holding. So there could be some downside there. Yeah. Been jumping around, Nicky, AD, NZD. I'm in all of them actually. So yeah, let that run. What do you want to do with Brent? Do you want to sell it? Do you? I personally, if you're in, hold and buy the pullbacks. At my weekly update, if you read the morning update, my weekly analysis right at the bottom of it. And on Brent, my thing was, hang on, let's bring it up first. Brent was to pull back around about 82.20, 82.40. I come around about this level here. Buy it round about there if you pull back. If it doesn't, hold on. But I wouldn't be selling it, and I wouldn't be joining it now. But you want to join it now, put it up. But I'm not sure it's a good idea.
Yeah, no, sorry, Roger, don't worry about that. I'm multitasking here with my other business as well. So I thought you were talking about buying the Bring, selling the Bring. So sorry, forgive that.
No. Okay, fair enough. Okay. No, yeah, I've told somewhere, if you're ever going to run a business, you have to be able to multitask, I'm told. They have to multitask anyway, but it's not that easy. Okay, right. Second. Just going to check something there. Okay, all right. So there we are. What else we got? AUD. Oh yeah. Your AUD NZD. That's the next one. AUD NZD. Jumping around. Where did we get in on? 51. Not much happening. Let's just be a bit clear on this one. Put on a 4-hour. Not much happening, but it's trying to make some headway. We'll see. It's got to break down, then we're okay. It's a bit slow, but it's turning from profit into nothing, into slight loss, and back into profit, jumping around. We shall see. Seem to be a bit range trading on the 4-hour of about 16 pips, so maybe we'll get some action soon. Slow. Well, I'll come to shares in a minute because they're not open at the moment. Just want to clear those out of the way. The NAS, we're just hoping it's going to bounce. Maybe got in a bit earlier, it turns out, but that's hindsight. But let's see if it's going to bounce. 15,000 holding, that's my main worry. Yes, it's starting to bounce. Thank goodness for that. Starting to bounce. Great stuff. Good. Okay, now we're going to shares. What do we get out? I don't know where Love's not there, because Love's another one that should have been sent out. 34. I don't know when I received it. It should have been sent out. Should have been sent out to the VIP group. I hope I did. We'll go in alphabetical order anyway. DIS. Everyone calls it Discovery. It's actually Disney. Okay. Where is it now? 91.75, 89. Clearly, it's nearly $2. About $1.75 per share profit. Very nice. EUR CHF's definitely on a sell. But it's a bit late to join it now. Last I looked, is doing pretty damn well. Okay. So that's doing nicely. Hopefully it continues in that fashion. What else we got? Well, Love, did you get that LUV? It should have been sent out. We sold at 34. That's slight profit if you got in on that one. And the other one was OXY, and this one was a buy because we expect some upside on oil at 110, and clearly that's in a profit. So we'll see how they work out. Let them run. Often swing trading means it should be a little bit longer. Don't know how long, but it should be along in a couple of days. It's not so much a day trade unless you get a freak movement. But yeah, should be a little bit longer. So hopefully those will do okay.
Roger.
Yeah.
Is it too late to jump into the Euro CHF, or did you mean is it too late to jump into the shares?
Well, you can't go in the shares now because it's closed,
No,
whether
no,
you want to do or
no,
not. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be joining the shares now. If you get a better price in LUV, yes, you can. But the other, I think the ships sell. But if they bounce up on opening and you get a good price, you still believe downside, then you can. But I wouldn't join if it continues down from there. Your throw will be up to Magus, the ship would have sold. But EURCHF, that was, I think that ship sailed. 9623. Where's jumped up a bit? Bloody things jumped up a bit now. Yeah, I last looked, it was down there somewhere. So it's jumped up about 12 pips. So yeah. Anyway, we got on that one. Where is it now? 23. It's now round figure. I thought it's a bit early to bring your stop down. I think it's going to be too close. You can bring it down, but don't get an entry. It's a bit too close. But you can reduce risk by bringing it down, maybe to 96.40 or something like that. You certainly reduce your risk, but don't get to entry yet. It's just popped up, but I'm still in favor of the Swiss franc. But I wouldn't be joining now. I think it's. I'd rather you didn't. Well, it's up to you, but I don't think it's a good idea to join it now. Yeah. Can you get a risk reward? What's the price? What's the stop loss again? 97, round about 97. At this level here. 100 pips. Where's the TP? From the week for the TP, I think. 94.73. No, you won't get a risk reward if you go in now, unless you widen or your TP or make your stop a little bit closer. You can play around with it. You can do that if you should be able to know that by now. Most of you guys join the trading regularly can play around with a bit if you want to get a tighter TP or a tighter stop loss or whatever. But other than that, so I think it might be a little bit late to join now. If it jumps up a bit more, you can, right about the 20 mark. But I'm not sure I'll be joining it now. They're all jumping around a bit, Sharon. But at least it's in profit. I've shown my screen's pretty red at the moment, actually. So I'm not looking at it all the time, but it was pretty good yesterday. See a lot of red there. Then I get a lot of blues. So no panic, let it run. I'm still with the Swiss franc. If anyone didn't do the Swiss franc, that can be entered because it's a better price. Well, a little bit better price, about the same price now. Now it's in a profit. See how it jumps around, plays with your head. So have it minimized. But Swiss franc one you can still do. You should have that. If not, I can put the stuff up for you. But I'm still happy to buy the Swiss franc. Okay. And the gold's starting to come a bit. The NAS is starting to improve as well. NASDAQ was down about 800 rand earlier this morning. Now it's only down 200. Still down, but it's better than 800. You get the point. So don't look at it all the time. And that was down. I think I'm in a bit of a profit now in total. So that's all right. But don't stare at all the time, guys. Screws your head in. But if you're not in Swiss franc, you can do it. I think it's sent out. I'll give you the figures. So overall, give it a chance. The shares are doing okay. And the other trades, if not in a profit, not too bad. Looks like there's potential still there. Okay. Don't panic. Hide the bloody thing. Before I hide it, I just wonder, just quick one, because I'm pretty sure most people know this. So just bear with me on this one. Cutting a position. I'm still pretty sure out of the people on here, there's one or two who still don't know this, so I'm going to show you. If you don't want to bank the entire amount. If you want to bank the entire amount, you can right click and close it. Or there's a couple of ways you can do it. I'm going to cross up here so you can do it. Or you can double click and then hit the close button, the yellow bar there, and close it. What a lot of people don't know is you don't have to close the entire amount. Let's say I want to close. I've got 14 micros there, 1.4 minis, 14 micros. Let's say I want to bank 4 of them. For whatever reason, I want to bank. You can take some off the table, as we call it. I'll just double click on there. I'll put in, doesn't take long, guys. I know most of you already know, but just in case a couple don't. You put in the volume you want to bank. I'm going to bank, for argument's sake, 4 micros. Then you put the volume in, then you hit the close button. That will clearly change from 0.14 to 0.10, and that will obviously profit will be reduced, and the difference will be banked. If anyone still doesn't know, that'll do it again, or remind me. But that's why I'll just hide it again. But there is what I'm basically saying, guys, is you don't have to close your entire position. So let's say you bought here where the crosshair is, your stop loss is down here, your TP's up there, and you're worried you might get a bit of noise up there, but you think there's more potential. You can maybe move your stop up, reduce your position size, and then move your TP up further, and then maybe close a little bit more, move your stop loss up further until you get virtually stopped out. If you're worried about the red and you want to reduce some of that red, you made a mistake, you went in overexposed. I did that the other day. I went in 0.17 instead of I went 1.17 instead of 0.17, but I didn't panic. When it got into a little bit of profit, it didn't get cute because it's a very big position. What I did was I just went and closed one of them, 1.0, and left a 0.17. So you're in a bit of a loss. You're panicking because you went in overexposed. You can. You say, oh, God, that's too big. I meant to be 0.07 for argument's sake. Then you can close 0.1, let the rest run, and your head's all right. I did that with euro dollar on the CPI. It came out on last week on Thursday. I closed some of it and then in a profit, and then I let a small amount run and eventually got stopped out. In hindsight, I should close a lot. But anyway, I closed some of it and let the other one run to see if that could come to the party, which clearly it didn't. But yeah, that's the way to play around with it. So now you know how to partly close as well as close, etc. If you want to add some more, you think, hang on, I've only bought 4 micros and I meant to buy 10 micros. Well, just open a new order and buy another 6. Now you've got a 10 in total. If you want to add to the position, you bought here and you're aiming there and you got up there and it looks like it's still going up. Everything's looking to go up to there. You move your stop loss up to entry, so you can't lose in that trade. And then you can double up because you haven't got 2 open trades exposing, let's say, 1,000 Rand per trade, risking 2 grand. You're only risking maybe 1,000 or even less on your second trade because the risk has been taken out in your first one because you correctly put it up to break even. So that's another way. And if it comes to the party, you've got double up profit. And if it doesn't come to the party and you're stopped out, you're only losing on one because the other one you've modified to break even. Those little tricks of the trade, you've got to get your head around and understand the concept. That gives you it gives you in favor of the market. Remember, guys, it's a zero-sum game. The losers pay the winners. So when you lose 10 Rand, somebody's won it. Who's likely to win? The person knows nothing, no money, no knowledge, no proper equipment, or the guy who's got a lot of knowledge, takes the trouble, makes the effort, got a decent balance, and the correct equipment, the right internet. Who's like to do it? The one with a tank or the one with a bow and arrow? The bow and arrow can win because it might just get lucky or they have a heart attack or whatever. But the likelihood the tank's going to win. So try and understand it's a zero-sum game. Get the odds on your side, and that's how it works. Okay. That's why we have knowledge for the game. If you've got nothing going for you, the chances are you'll be paying the guy who has got a lot going for them. Any questions, guys? Just put that down. I hope that's all clear. But the dollar Swiss franc, if you like it, it's popping around. It's still doable if you like it.
Hi, Roger. So you mentioned that Brent might pop up. Any thoughts on Oxy as a share?
Any thoughts on what? Sorry?
Oxy.
Oh, Oxy. Yeah. Well, we're already in Oxy. I think it's, well, you have my choice of matter. It's closed at the moment, but I'm hoping it's going to move back up again. So don't join Brent now. Go on.
XOM and OXY, are they the same?
OXY. Just what's OXY?
Occidental Petroleum Corporation.
Yeah. Well, put in. I don't put in if you like. $12 away. No, sorry, it's $1 away. Beg your pardon. Oh, see what it's like on opening. I think that ship's I saw on the wrong chart. I'm back on the daily. I think that ship might have sold actually.
Okay.
It's similar, but I'm not sure I'll be going in on it. It looks a bit high there actually. I think leave it. Run with your XOM. See, you see, it's not right on resistance. The XOY is right on resistance. You see what I mean? And I think that's what I have to remember the reason why I didn't go for that. Went for the other one. I think that one, if you're on that one, you're smiling. If you're not on it, leave that alone. Again, Oxy, I wouldn't be buying now. 110 was a better price. I wouldn't be chasing it now, but we'll see how it opens later on. Hope we get some more. Okay. But otherwise, those ships are sailed. Okay. One I'd like to look at is Tesla. I think that's undervalued. I know some technical damage done when it broke below the 50-day, but I still think this area here is going to hold, and it's trying to hold because on close on Friday, the buyer's coming in to support that level there, as you can see. I think that one's got a chance of maybe move back up again. I think that's a possibility. So we'll see how that opens later, but I'd like to have your opinion. Do you think there could be a possibility of buying on opening? We agree on Tesla. Chris likes it. Oh,
Yes,
all right.
I like Tesla,
Go
but where would you put the stop loss on this?
Okay. Sorry, I'm going to come back to that in a moment because that's only open later. So there's not a big rush on that one. Got to look at Swiss franc from gold first because they're open. So that'll take precedence. We'll do the same. I didn't send it out. Should have been. Maybe it's on my QT group. I don't know. Where is the sell on that? Pretty sure it's down somewhere. Well, if I didn't know, I'll make one up, so it doesn't matter. Okay, I'll just send me something there. Just a second. Just show me. Okay, well, look at that in a minute. Okay, not a bad one. You put the support and resistance on the trend line in. Yeah, it could break up to the upside. That I get. I can't see. It's not clear enough. It's an hour chart or a daily, but could maybe we'll try that. We'll try that. Give me a second. If you're going to use the, whatchamacallit, do that, cut through there, see how that looks. Not sure what she's telling me, to be honest. It's pretty sideways at the moment, but I think the dollar might go sideways a bit. And I think the Swiss franc is the strongest currency we got. And I think it's just a matter of time before it breaks the downside. But anyway, if you do want to do it on the daily, let's just see what distance we got from where it is at the moment. Yeah, put them up the 50-day here. Make it 80 pips stop. And we've got plenty of downside potential down here. Make it down there, yeah. $80 pip. What do I do there? What do I there? I think I bought something there. What the hell do I do there? I open and close the bloody thing. Panic out. Okay, where are we? Oh yeah, position size calculator. Uh, 80 pips on that, make it 8842. And this down here somewhere, I think, take it down there. 8636. This will be a sell, yeah. When I say you don't want to be selling the Swiss franc, you want to be buying it. If you're buying Swiss franc, you're going to be selling the other side of the coin, the base currency, basically. Yeah, that's above the 50-day. I'm take this out of the way. It's getting my way a little bit. Okay. Yeah, it's above the 50. It's been holding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 2 weeks there. Can't get going the upside. I think it's just a matter of time if it breaks the downside. It's no, it's not going to work. That'll do. Quite expensive. So guys, if you got less than about 2,000 Rand, you can't do this trade. You'll be overexposed. So it's because it's 180 bucks a micro, but there you are. Okay. All good? Okay, good. All good. Can I knock this off?
Just a second.
Yeah.
Will it be difficult for it to break the 10-day resistance? Because I see it's just
Don't
holding
ask
on
awkward
that 10
questions,
days.
Ivan. Don't ask awkward questions. I've just brought another rule into Den. I like good questions, but not very good questions. No, that's a very good question. I'm only joking. It's battling. I get that completely. It's given me some hesitancy as well. Look at today, it battled yesterday, Friday, it battled Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday, the previous Friday, it's battling. I personally, it's just purely what I think, Ivan, to be honest. I take your point 100% entirely. I just think because the upside is also having a problem to break up, it's been pretty boringly sideways. I think, still feel, and there's some fundamental jerks the dollar screaming up. I think I'm still to stick with. I think there's a likely on the downside. I think it's a matter of time unless something fundamental occurs with interest rates to shove the dollar up. I think the Swiss franc will overcome. We shall overcome the dollar, and it'll break down. So I'm sticking on that basis. But yes, a very, very good question. Very good point. Yeah, very good points. Yeah, it has been battling the breakthrough, and that's what's hitting it. And I think as well, technically, a lot of guys out there having the same, because this is quite a popular moving average. The 10, not as popular as the 50 to 200, none as popular as that. And a lot of guys think, hang on, I'm going to wait maybe till it breaks through. So we've got to maybe just get a bit pop down there, then the other cell will come in and push it down. I personally think if this can break through and maybe hold, maybe on the daily below that, I think the sellers are going to say, this is my entry level. They'll start pushing it down. But yeah, what about Tesla? I think it's a buy. Yeah, like I mentioned, just discuss that. We can come back to it with pleasure. Okay. Yeah. So that's the reason I think it's some downside. I'm betting on the Swiss franc, by the way, to buy it. Okay. That good enough for you, Ivan? If not, maybe you should think of waiting for a confirmed break. Maybe hopefully tomorrow. I don't know. Below the 10-day moving average. But it's a good point. Hope that's answered your question to everybody as well as yourself. Okay, Tesla, we just mentioned. Don't forget, Ohms at 330, but I think it's a possibility of upside. Actually, before we go, I want to come back to that. So I was quite right. Want to come back to it. Thanks for reminding me, Vuzi. Just look at EUR because, and then because if I get some backing on it, I'm going to have another meeting after this one at 12, and then it might be sent out to you guys. Well, you'll know it anyway, but to everybody. EUR AUD. I looked at it earlier on. And didn't jump up and down with glee, and I'm trying to wonder why. EUR AUD. I could do every morning for a buy. Just gonna knock this off. Yeah, I think that's the reason why I didn't get jumping up and down with glee. It's breaking up. Let's try the weekly. Yeah. What you're saying there, and I hear you, it's broken above the high. Broken above that, starting to break above this guy. My worry, the sellers are coming in on the daily. On the weekly, make it a bit clearer. It's not good enough. Can't see what's going on. Okay. On the weekly, sellers are coming in. There's a little bit here on the weekly going back to where we know March. Oh, it's about 3.5 years ago. Bloody hell. Try the 4 hour. As the sellers come in, some buyers are coming in. I'm a bit cautious this one. To me, it's a bit push me, pull you job. As it pops up, there seems to be the seller coming in, but I buy the euro of the AUD. I get you. I'll agree on that to start with. My problem is as it goes up, there's not a lot of follow through. The sellers are coming in, so they're probably feeling the same nerves as me. As it goes down, they're saying, hang on a minute, the euro's not that weak. This could be a chance of buying, getting some buyers coming in. Also got to think emotionally. What are guys doing? They want to buy a better price. So it's coming back here. It's attracting buyers. Let's get this guy out of the way. It's cutting. No, there's nothing really there. It's attracting buyers, maybe this sort of level, somewhere like that. And maybe that's the reason we're coming back in again on it. I I'm a bit wary of this, so I'm going to sit aside. It's not enough for me to start. I think it's worth the hassle and the risk, personally. But then I could be wrong. What do you think, Mike? Out there, Mike McLean, Dirk, who else? Anna Marie, Chantel, Chris, Ivan. Obviously, Ivan. What do you think? Do you think you'd like to do it now?
I would actually rather wait for a better price to enter, rather closer again to the 10-day moving average. Because when it's there at a lower price, maybe go up. So wait for a pullback and then buy at a lower price. Then we have a bit of better risk reward going.
We all agree with that, guys. Did you hear Ivan there? Anybody disagree with that? Because I personally speaking, I definitely agree with that. We all agree with that. Good enough. Okay, we're happy on that one. So the person who put the idea, Anthony, you're happy with that as well. It's your idea. Are you happy with that? Because you can stand up and say, sod you, a lot of you, I want to do this. Put an RR up. I'll do it with pleasure. But yeah, most people I don't think it'll be on your side. It's not got a lot of moral support, and it's not going to get it from me. I'm sorry. Leave it alone for me. Okay, guys. All right, we'll move on if you're happy with that. Tesla. We can discuss that. Where's the risk reward? They're going to be too far away. $25 is quite a lot, I must admit. We can get a risk reward, use 25. Can we get it? That's even further away. So I'm just trying to see. This one's holding nicely on the 4-hour. I like using preferably daily or weekly for swing traders and especially shares, but might get a bit of tighter stop there. Still too tight. I want a little bit further away because it can be quite volatile, this share. I don't like doing under $10. Right. Okay. I'm sorry, guys, but before I go any further, I just want to. I need about 5 guys to put a yes or Y or a thumbs up. How many people like the look of a buy? Once I got that, we can now start working out for stop loss and TP, what we agreed on, and then we can put it forward to my meeting at 12. So who thinks that, just let me know, put a thumbs up or a Y or whatever, or put a no if you think it's a bad idea. Just let me know who thinks a possibility of a buy on this one. Got 1, 2, 3. Anybody else? I quite like it, but I'll leave myself out of that. I need a couple more who like it, but they've got to be genuine, not do it just because I'm saying so, and then not put the money on it. Anybody else like it? We got 3. I'd like to have 5, just because for this, then it gives me that. Mike likes it. Anybody else sees a buy? Oh, well, that's fine. Okay. Right. Now we're just going to start with a stop. First of all, now we need your opinions, guys. Yeah, well, yeah. So I'm putting it at 12 o'clock, and I'll say 5, 6 guys already liked it, including myself, and then probably get sent out before 3:30. That's fine. Okay, now let's have a look. First of all, do you want the stop down there? We're talking $25, or do you want to close the stop using the 4-hour where you have $10 stop loss? Which is the preference? Remember, if you're doing a wider stop, smaller position for a wider TP, you prefer the $10. Okay. All right, so let me just put it down. You can't use calculator, use the other one. So I'm going to use $10.50, that'll cover costs. Give me a moment. Call it $242.50. And $10 be $232.50. And then the TP. We need at least $20, so we can do this for the TP. Might have a bit of noise here. I get that. That's not going to work. We'll take it up here. That's perfect. 266.50. You can always increase that if it's going well.
Sorry, Roger, can I ask, are you able to share the screen with that CFD calculator that you're busy working out there so we can have a look?
Yeah, okay, not a problem. Okay. Just let me open it first. Because I've got a lot easier. I just take one from t'other. $10 difference, add 50 cents. It's $10.50 a share. whatever that in rand. So about 200 rand a share. So you're going 1.0 is 200 rand, 0.5 it's 100 rand, 0.25, 50 rand. You get the idea. It's round figures, pretty cheap, piece of old tacky, but I can certainly do it. Where is it? Copy. I better stop the share first.
Waiting for him to come back, yes. So I'm not sure how long he's there for, but when I see him again, then I'll try to talk to everybody else. Yeah.
Sorry, could you just mute yourselves? A bit of background noise there. In fact, I'll mute you all in the meantime. Just if you want to chat, please just let me know and I'll mute. It takes 2 seconds. Well, you might get a better price. Who knows? That's guesswork. All right. Right. I'll put it down on the per one share or 1.0, and you can extrapolate from there. It's easy enough. Entry price is 242.5. Take profits the wrong way around, but never mind. 266.5, and a stop loss will be 232.5. All 5%. That's easy enough, and it works out at 2 to 1. That's no problem there. Does that make sense? Oh, sorry, not, yeah, it's $10 a share. That's right. That's right. Yeah, 10, call it 11. It's $11 a share. I said 10.50 off the top of my head. All right, looks like it's slightly different. Okay, call it $11 a share. What's the exchange rate at the moment? Give me a second. 1894. Call it 19. So multiply 11 by 19. So what's that? 20 is 210 minus that. 100 and about 109. Call it, just make it around 200 rand a share, and you won't go wrong. $11 or $200 a share. Yeah. Not bad off the top of my head, eh, Gerard? We're impressed there, eh? Oh, you're not sharing the bloody screen yet. Straight steaming bloody idiot. Thank God for you guys, eh? Wouldn't be able to last too long without you. Hope you see it now. Hang on. Yo, what a fool. Okay, can you see it all right now, Chris and company? You can only see me. That's the last thing you want to look at. Yeah. Right, there we are. $11 or 200 rand a share. There we are. So don't, for goodness sake, put 0.01. Ain't that's bloody Forex. But if you can't afford 200, well, if you can't afford 100, you shouldn't really be trading, in my opinion. But anyway, 100 would be half a share, 0.51. If you afford 400, it's 2 shares, 2.0. Share is 1.0. You get the idea. Are we happy with that? Looks good to me. Okay, we'll send off on that. I'm just going to copy and paste that. Give me a moment, get all this nonsense out the way. Got that sorted. Just going to stop the share now. Put the charts back on. Hope you can all see that. Well, not yet. You can't. Mike. Okay. Share the screen. There we are. That should be sorted. Yeah. Good. Okay. So we'll have another chat after you guys are left up at 12 of the office, and I've said that. AUD USD. So I want to go back to that, discuss that again. Anything happening on this one? Yeah, it's starting to come off a bit. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So you need patience, and I'm not most patient. I'm just not wanting to do it, and I push my luck and get annoyed. I think maybe a discipline of patience again. Okay, I think we'll have to hold on that. But all right, I'll put it another way, guys. Are you supportive on the sell rather than the buy on this one if we get a decent price? Are we agreed on that? Okay, that's fine. So we'll have another look after 11 o'clock, and that we can sort that out. You've been stars. Thank you very much for helping me out there, guys. Brilliant. And telling me when I'm sharing wrong screens or and other stuff. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Okay, right. Let's see anything happening on this. Let's have a quick look to see anything happening on the others. Quickly, probably just look at mine. See, I didn't even took that this morning. Slight mine. See, you don't steer all the time because you go crazy. Okay, now it's in profit. It's a bit of a red. Anything else happening? Most of them are red earlier on this morning. That's still a bit of. Oh, I was looking at the wrong one. Oh, I got into that one. What the hell happened there? Look at this. One. Obviously, I clicked on the wrong thing there. That's a cock up, but don't panic. I'll have to look at that in a moment. I've done that a couple of times. That's called fat finger. No wonder that's a. This one's doing okay. AUD, NZD, they're all doing okay. Let's have a look at some of the others, except that fat finger. US dollar CAD starting to try to come to the party. Damage limitations. Gold still about the same. And what's the NAS doing? It's starting to try to come to the party. This one, maybe it'll come right. Don't panic. Grossly overexposed. That's a good example. Don't panic. So let's see what's happening on that one now. As soon as I get the profit, I'll cut it if it does. At least it's not going the wrong sodding way, in my opinion. Where's the US dollar Swiss franc? Sorry, bear with me a second. One's a big one. For take a stop up there, it's a bit close, but it's still $220. Ooh, it's hectic. We'll have to do it, no choice. 87.80, I'm going to get snailed. Just about hang it. It's very, very close, but if I go wider than that, it's going to be too hectic. Don't you take notice of this stop loss? I'm just doing this because I'm seriously, that's too wide as well. Make it 80. Yo, far too close, but better than that, taking an enormous smack. Okay. I've come to profit and start cutting it. Sorry about this, guys. I don't know, cut the lot. That comes to profit, I'm cutting it. Ah. Cool. Later on. Come back in a minute. It's my problem, not yours. Okay. Yeah. I've done it a couple of times the last couple of weeks. Luckily I didn't panic and I didn't lose on them. But it's not a clever thing to make a habit of. Definitely not clever, but it might come. If it jumps down a bit, it'll make a quick bang, but it's not nice. Okay, all right. Don't make my problems yours. Absolutely, yeah. If I can just drop down a bit, what I get in. I'm a bit nervous, as you can quite understand, but I'm trying to show I'm not panicking. Making people panic, because that's one. That's $10 or nearly 200, 190 rand a pip movement and a pip squat. Start to maybe come a little bit, then I can knock it off. Let's see, it's going the wrong way again. Ooh, shit. Anyway, I lose, it's my own fault. There you are. Won't be happy about it, but that's my own bloody fault. Be careful of that, guys. But because I'm not panicking, it's just going to annoy me. It's not going to crucify me. That's what I'm saying. And at least it's not a buy. We're going to be really fed up. Well, having said that, I might go up. Anyway, moving along. Yeah, I'm glad I showed that to you because it shows how we can all do it. Fat finger. I clicked on this, and I'm a bloody idiot. Okay, there's too many areas where you can put a new order in. Anything else to discuss? Any other questions, guys? GBP CAD. Keep that handy. GBP CAD. Right. Now, Edwin, what's a possible trade? What do you want to do with this one? Sorry, I'm going to go on the day. I'm on the 15-minute. What do you want to do with this one? You see a buy. Okay, right. Now, why you're seeing a buy is because it's above all the moving averages. And when it came back to the 10-day moving average, it held and went up. So I agree with you on that. My only issue is the pound, as we all know, can be a bit of a funny fella at times, a pretty maverick kind of currency. And I think with the Canadian is reasonably strong. And if we do fairly bullish on oil, which I certainly am, it could actually get a bit of Canadian strength. For that reason, right, that's one of the reasons I'm a little bit nervous. The other reason is it's popped up. How far is this? 40. That's a fair whack, a bit more than I thought, actually. It's popped up 30, 40 pips. Okay. And then the sellers have come in, the sellers have come in, the sellers have come in on a daily chart. If you're going to buy that, you're going to take it up here somewhere to make it worthwhile. And I haven't seen that happening since, well, 3 or 4 weeks ago, number one. And every time it's tried, the sellers have come in. I personally think I'm a little bit nervous. The buy is the buy zone. We got that on right, but I'd be a little bit nervous for that reason. What do you guys think? You'd agree on that, Anthony. Okay. Anybody see a buy on this one? Anyone think that could be a buy? I could well be wrong. I personally, for those reasons, I'm not going to do it. But anybody think it's a good possibility? It could be a buy around about here if you get enough meat on the bones. Maybe a tight stop and aim there. You could probably do it. Yeah. Bought it around about here. Definitely, if it comes here and it holds and it bounces, you could take it up here. Yep, 100 pips. And then, yeah, take it below these guys on the 4 hour. Definitely a possibility if it comes back to this sort of level here. Needs to come back about 40 pips. Then we could definitely have another look at it. Yeah. On a technical basis, not a fundamental. I agree, Gerard, but I'm not sure I'd do it now. What do you think, Edwin? Do you want to do it now? Anyone want to do it now? So, Edwin, look, seems to me, I'm not getting much feedback on it. It seems to me that the overall thinking behind this is just to wait for a pullback. And the candles are showing a lot of selling here, but then a few buyers are coming in as well. So it's not really getting traction. Okay, I think that's the essence of what we're going to do then. I'm certainly going to do it. Okay, so we'll hang 5. You happy with that, Edwin? It was your question, primarily. It's for everybody's benefit, but you clearly asked the questions, so you come first. And that's what I was asking. You're happy then we should sit on the sidelines on that one. Are you happy with that, Edwin? Okay, that's fine. Okay, we can move on there. All right. Okay. Right, let's go back a couple we've got out there. We're leaving the AUD USD for the moment, are we? I think we are. Let's see what else we got going there. AUD NZD. Shorter term chart. Ooh, popped up, but it's trying to come off, so that's fine. Not much I can recap, let them run, give it a chance. No fundamentals today, nada, nothing of importance. So maybe not my big day tomorrow, I don't think either. But you got your economic calendar, check on it if you want to do that. And don't forget, just in case somebody hasn't saved the charts, please do just that. Thank you very much, Dirk, as always. Right click on the chart and go to templates. Don't forget to save your charts by clicking on the save template and then waiting a moment, putting your name in there and then clicking save. So if you do lose your charts, you right click, go to templates and they're saved down there. Okay, make sure you got the moving averages on there. You want the 200, you want the 50, vital. Less vital but important is the 100. And I quite like the 10 as well. So you got those 4 on, you add your own if you like, and add different ones and have save different charting systems if you like. But at least have them on and they make your life a lot easier. And they work on all candlesticks. With 15 hour, 4, 10. You can backtrack them and see and check it out yourself. It's useful to have them. Oh, please unmute for sure. I think we got a US dollar CAD for a short at the moment, actually.
Sorry, Roger, is there a reason or is it just by a blip? You don't have the yellow 8-day moving average anymore?
No, I took it out because not people are concentrating on it. And when I'm doing explanations, people interrupt, say, what's that for? And it was cutting into it and make it awkward. The 8-day exponential, it's not simple, it's an exponential moving average, was purely Marnie's idea, looking for a reason to exit. Now, one of the most difficult areas of trading is when to get out the bloody trade. And she thought that she backtested a couple of times and found that once a 4-hour chart has gone above or below, turning you going long or short, it means you confirmed exit and taken it. I've got it there. I can put it back up immediately if I want. I've saved under, I'll show I've saved it.
No stress.
I just go there. It takes 2 seconds. I'll show you anyway. Go to templates. It says Roger Marr. That's Marty. Okay. Roger Marr. Click on there. That will be up. If you like it, keep it. But it confused other people. There's enough for them to learn. So I'll just leave it at that. But that's the only reason. Nothing more.
Good. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Yeah, shorts. I think we got something on that. Is this coming off a bit? Not really. Give me jip this thing. US dollar CAD. What have we got in the way of a mailbox here? I think we had something on there. To sell 34.40. It's gone up a bit for sure. Okay, so you're on about now. Yeah, we're getting a better price. If you like the sell on it, well, we wouldn't send out if we didn't. There's no point asking me, well, do I like it? Clearly, I wouldn't send out if I didn't. But if you like it, yeah, you get a better price. Use a stop loss TP and go to market if you like it. You're getting an 8-pip better price. Okay, Tim Posey, have you got that? Tembi for short. Use the figures on the signals, and there you go. Good. Right. AUD USD we talked about, sort of looked to 11 o'clock or 12 nearly. 11 o'clock, sorry. Seem to be coming off. Anyone want to do this trade? Anyone want to short it? If you do, I'll discuss it later on. We'll get it out. Anyone change their mind? Give me a thumbs up. I like to have at least 4 people before I get to push it forward in the 12 o'clock show. Okay, Herod likes it. 1. I'm leaning towards it 2, but I'd like to have another 3 people. Ivan's going to wait. Thank you, Ivan. Anybody else want to support a possible short on this one? Pietro likes it. 2. At least 1 more, preferably 2. Okay, but you like the idea of a short, so I'll count that as a 2.5 then. Anybody else like it? 1 more person, that.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, thank you. All right, I'll just put it forward at 12 and see what happens then. If it looks terrible at 12, we won't. But if it's still looking okay, and decent risk reward, and nothing's happened, it's not suddenly shooting up, we'll do it. Okay, guys. Fantastic. Anything else question before we close up? Any other questions?
Roger?
Yeah.
I was discussing quick trade with somebody yesterday or Saturday, and the question came up: after 3 years, what happens? Do we get to keep on coming to trading room, or what happens after 3 years with your college?
Right. Quite an easy question to answer, and it comes up all the time. Remember this, very important. Quick Trade and Stock Market College are completely separate companies. I'm going to give an example. You want to be a lawyer. You don't go to a law firm, say, trade me up and then employ me as a lawyer. No, they say, go away to law school. And if you pass, come back, we'll have a chat to you. Whether you do Stock Market College or not, whether you stay with them or not, it's got absolutely nothing to do with me or the trading room. You see my point? Nothing to do with it. So, you know,
We lost you, Roger.
I think he lost signal, Anna Marie.
So what do you guys think? What will happen?
Anna Marie, to my knowledge, Quick Trade is a different company. That's the broker you trade.
Yes, I
through.
realize that, but will
No,
we, after 3 years college, will we still be able to come to the
Yes, I
training
think
room?
so. I think trading room is indefinitely. That's a community trading room because you are through to the broker. But your stock market college only lasts 3 years that you have access to the material. But I think Quick Trade will be forever.
That's correct, Christopher. You're absolutely correct there. And Marie, I'm an ex-student of SMC, and I've recently joined a stock market college the last few months. And I'm coming in. They haven't stopped me. They haven't said anything to me. So the more people join, the merrier it is, you know. Like Chris said, it is a completely separate company. You can join them like any other broker. You can join them. Whether you're part of SMC or not, you can join them and you go and you start trading with them.
I am with SMC, so, but I still have a lot to do there. I was just discussing it with somebody else. Thank you, guys.
Sleep well, Roger.
Pleasure, Anna Marie.
There, Roger. See you all tomorrow. Bye.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, guys. Bye.
Cheers all. See you tomorrow.